Guys, this is a confession of a former pickup artist. My journey from social anxiety to self-awareness. Where I started. So, before I used to have zero confidence, okay? I couldn't even say hi to a woman. I remember being in high school and not being able to say hi to that crush that I had. I was just always dreaming about her, like, how can I say it? How can I declare my love to her? But I couldn't. Every day was like, yes, I'm going to do it, and I didn't do it that day. So it was constantly this wish to have, in a way, the balls to say it. But I never did. So I had rejection, terror. I was paralyzed by fear of being turned down, and also I had this social invisibility. I felt unseen around women, but that was just inside, because after later on, when I asked some of those girls like what they think, what they thought about me, it's just like, oh well, you were pretty attractive. If you would ask me, I would go out with you. So it was interesting to ask them afterwards, when I did all the work, their opinion. So I discovered game pretty early. Like at 17 I started diving into the literature, books, forums, the game, the mystery method. I guess you are familiar with this. And the techniques, you know, from day game to street approaches, night game. And for you might be, if you just enter this pickup world, the Ray-Ban uniform, you know, those guys that go and approach girls, and you can see them in TikTok or in Instagram saying hi to girls and flirting with the Rees, etc. Well, in my time there was not that. And yet the promise showed me that change was possible. So I started diving into this endless consumption of pickup content and programs and forums. And that was kind of my comfort zone. I was watching but not doing anything about it. And then there was this paralysis, like the theory without practice. When you know a lot, there is something that happens that your body kind of freezes, because there is so much information and your body cannot actually deliver. So, taking action. So the first approaches were terrifying. So actually I did it, I took action. The first approaches were just terrifying. My palms were sweaty, my knees shaky, and like the song of Eminem, Mom Spaghetti. And then I kind of liked it, because it worked, and it became an addiction. So the rush of success, of having more girls, of experiencing more things came, till at one point I said, well, you know, I want a relationship, I want something deeper. And I got myself a girlfriend that we stayed for 5 years. And during those 5 years, I realized that there was a mirror. When I saw my girlfriend, I could see all the flaws that I had. Not because like she had flaws, but because the way I reacted towards certain things that I didn't work on myself. And then I started feeling emptiness, something that felt wrong, that even if I did more techniques, more game, if I broke up with my girlfriend and started a new relationship, would not fix. So the deeper problem, you know, there is core issues. So these core issues come from your childhood wounds. You know, they need to be addressed. And either you can go to a psychologist, you can go to an energy worker like myself, or shamanic worker, more specifically. And like that you can do an emotional healing. So instead of doing techniques as a band-aid, you use deep core acknowledgements and healing to change that root and accept who you were, who you are, and from there and that base starting building something that stays, something solid. And that will potentially give you this sense of self-worth that is strong, with a good foundation. without external validation. We cannot fix internal emptiness just with external things. So there is also the ethical question, right? Consent matters? Yes, it does. Of course, women didn't ask for the videos, for example. When you see all those videos, I mean, I'm not an exception. I also did some videos. I show as well in my clients proof, some of my clients approaching, but I try to do at minimum, because if you only do that and you only show girls like you're approaching and you don't even ask for their consent and you just post the stuff and then let's see what happens later, I think it's not ethical for me. I mean, I wouldn't want someone that comes and film with a Ray-Ban just right on my face and start like flirting with me and he post it in Instagram or YouTube or whatever. There's also, as I say, like this voyeurism culture that I don't like, because it's a bit like porn. It's something that you see as an entertainment, but at the end the first purpose was to watch it to learn, but actually now you watch it just because you get entertained, because you have the feeling that you are doing something, but not really. And also there is the digital footprint, public recordings last forever. So yeah, that's not good. So respect boundaries even in social media era. So respect the boundaries even when we are in the social media era. So this is the ethics for the filming aspect that I think is very important. But there is, more importantly, ethics within the way you approach a woman, the way you have a date with them, the way you ask things. You cannot force yourself to people just like that. You have to be very clear of your intent, what you want, and that will help you to build a better connection with someone, because then you are sharing trust with each other. By the way, in my Amphibian method blueprint, I share what I call the ethical strategist, and there we go super deep into all the ethical aspects and how we can actually do everything without feeling we are doing something bad, but moving forward at the same time. So moving beyond pickup. So trust your feelings. Emptiness is a signal. So if you feel like there is something wrong, don't try to hide it. Don't try to push it down. There is always ways to work on it, and trust me, you will feel better, you will feel happier. And question the path. It's okay to change directions, How many times you change directions in your life to get the job you want, to get the promotion you want in your work, for example? Well, the same with relationships. So reach out, DM me if you're feeling stuck. Just send a message. I reply a lot in Instagram, so you can go there. I'm also in TikTok, I'm also in Reddit, in LinkedIn if you want. I'm everywhere. Maybe not in YouTube Shorts, but yeah. So there is real growth. Beyond tactics lies authentic connection. So that's it, guys. I hope you like this little video I made with the essentials of how I became a pickup artist, and then how I teach people to actually not be a pickup artist and be someone better. I wish you a great day, and let's keep that authenticity, my deep connectors. Ciao.